Hello, and welcome to the Will Leitch Show. I am the aforementioned Will Leitch. Thank you for joining me and us today. Today, we are going to talk about college. What dumb stuff did you do in college? I smoked a ton of weed, grew my hair past my shoulders, told everyone who would listen that Stephen Malkmus was our generation's Shakespeare, and dated a girl with a meat is murder tattoo. Maybe you did cake stands or had to dress like Little Bo Peep for your fraternity hazing or had that brief experimental phase. We all have our college crosses to bear. But the reason these lapses in judgments are able to stay in college and not haunt us into adulthood is because, well, nobody cared about any of us in college. I could hit every hookah in Urbana and nobody cared because nobody knew who I was because I wasn't important at all. This is not what college athletes are. Everybody knows them the minute they see them, and everyone is always watching them and always judging them. Everyone has a ton riding on them, whether it's fandom, university pride, and of course money, lots and lots of money. No one gets to have the college experience less than college athletes. You go to college to make mistakes, to figure out what kind of person you are, to enjoy the last taste of freedom before the real world grinds you down. But college athletes, they're not allowed to make mistakes or discover themselves or really have any freedom at all. They are under constant scrutiny and derision from the school, their classmates, and yes, their fans. I'm an Illinois basketball obsessive, and I've been screaming at point guard Mark Smith all season. I think about him all the time. If you can hit threes in practice, Mark, why can't you hit them in games? Mark Smith is 18 years old. I am a 42-year-old man screaming at an 18-year-old kid who is playing basketball games for me for free. In any other context, I'd be thrown in jail. In sports, he's supposed to be grateful for the scholarship and the privilege. We think of college athletes as somehow having better lives than other college students, but that's just not true. They have to constantly be practicing, yet still keep up their studies, even though they're constantly out of town, missing class for games. They bring in millions to the university, but they don't get to see a dime of it. And because they have to live in public, they never get to get any of their terrible decisions out of the way in private, the way you're supposed to do in college. We all envy athletes in many ways, and with good reason. Hockey player Mike Fisher married Carrie Underwood, and Mike Fisher looks like an orc. But as far as I'm concerned, I have to say, I'm glad I was a terrible athlete, so I was allowed to smoke my bowls and listen to Crooked Rain, over and over in peace. All right, joining us now is the comedian, actor, and host of SiriusXM's Power Hour. I'm delighted to have Godfrey. Godfrey, thank you for coming.
Woo!
Sir,
thank you.
Thank you.
How are you?
Of course, I'm mirthful.
All right.
I am mirthful.
All right, thank
I know.
you.
I know. It's
yeah.
the band.
Woo!
I know. It's crazy.
Stop it.
I know. It's embarrassing when they do that.
I hate when
It
they
is
do
very
that. Stop it.
It's
Stop.
very
Okay.
embarrassing.
All right.
So I got a lot of questions for you because you,
Yes.
like me, are
I'm doing this talk show cross.
Of course.
Like I'm doing well in
the talk show No Pants. That's like
No
the thing.
Pants, right. And then
Now,
I do
think
the-
Carson didn't have the pants.
When people start to get really wealthy, they do this.
Oh, really? Is that what they do?
When you don't have any money, you kind of go
You
like
kinda
that.
sprawl?
Yeah, kind of, because you no hope.
Oh.
But here you're like, yeah, things are
Now I have
making
a reason
money now.
Now I have a reason to stare at the crotches of strangers to figure out their economic status. So
Yes.
you, like me, are a University of Illinois. Go Illini.
Go Illini. I-L-I.
I-L-L-I-N-I. absolutely.
I-L-L-I-N-I.
I'm from downstate. I'm from Mattoon, an hour south of Champaign.
Wow.
As you know, Illinois is basically Nebraska with Chicago at the top.
And that's so funny because I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska.
You're born exactly. So you know from both sides.
Yes.
You know from both sides.
Growing up in Chicago and
Yeah. So, and this, I'm curious about this because I want to talk about one of the themes of this show today.
Yeah.
Is just generally about college and college sports. And you kind of have a unique experience because you were a walk-on
I walked
on the
on.
University of Illinois team. Now, what position did you play?
I was a wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're tall. You're a big guy. I mean.
I mean, now I'm like, yeah, I was like 220 something, and so funny because it was a bet. Marlon Primus, we were in the dorm rooms, and Marlon is from L.A. So
what dorm were you, if you don't mind me asking?
We were in Six Pack, Snyder.
Yeah. FAR.
Snyder, FAR.
FAR.
Florida Avenue Residence.
Yes, or far away.
Far.
From
That's why it was called Far.
Yes.
I was in the Six Pack in Snyder, which was the cool area.
Oh, yeah, of course,
I had a
that's funny.
triple in one time. I was in with two other roommates who had a Confederate flag.
Oh, that's nice.
That was amazing.
That's-
And then all my black friends said, "Yo, what is that flag?" I said, "That's Dukes of Hazzard, man.
We just love. I
It's
get into
Dukes of
all
Hazzard.
cars through the window.
It's Dukes of Hazzard, man. It's a good old boy." Of
course.
Because we had the orange snack bar right
Oh,
there.
yeah, I'm
Across
fully
the
aware
street
of your
from
snack
Lundgren,
bar.
Lundgren.
Yeah.
Across the street from Lundgren and all the cool stuff. And Marlon, we were in his room, and he's like, and he always used to say "cuz" all the time because he's from LA. He'd be like, "Listen, cuz," he said, "you should come to spring tryouts, cuz. I dare you, cuz. Quit being a punk, cuz." I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
I mean, to be fair, like
These
you're a
guys
big
were all
guy,
scholarship
but
guys.
you're 220. Like, it's not like that. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't coming to me at the Daily Illini and saying, "Hey, cuz, you should try
be a
it."
punter.
Like, yeah, please, punter. I will be the weakest strong safety.
Even you
there ever
gotta
was.
be a punters, or you gotta be.
Oh, it's
what
hard.
You're doing.
Yeah,
It's tough.
hard. But so obviously
Yes.
you had some sort of athletic ability. To be
So
able
I
to do
did,
it.
and I said I went to spring training, and they test you on your 40, and they put you through drills. They did like the DB drill. So I did pretty good. I ran a 4.4. It was good. I was pretty
Yeah,
fast.
I think you were a
was not
reasonable
bad.
person to
I
ask.
was a reasonable person. I was
Yeah.
fast. And I said, yeah, and then I made the team.
Okay, so you made it full on walk on.
I made the team.
Full-on
Full
walk-on.
walk on. I got my stuff, my equipment. I went to double day practice. That was horrific.
Yeah, 2 a day. I don't even let them do 2 a days anymore. I think, yeah.
Did they stop that?
I think they made them because people were overheating.
It is
yeah.
too.
It's brutal.
It is.
Like one is too many.
I only played 1 year of high school football. It's at Lane Tech High School in Chicago. It's the biggest high school in Chicago, 5,000 kids. And my high school, when I tell you I love my high school in Chicago, it is big. When I see, how you go back to your school and you go, oh, it's not as big as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Mine
It's massive.
stays big.
Yeah, it's massive.
And they just added
Yeah,
a baseball
yeah.
stadium. Kerry Woods from the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Kerry Woods
Absolutely.
baseball stadium.
Absolutely.
So, my high school is 15 minutes away from Wrigley Field.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up on that side.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
So you played. Did you play? How long did you play for Illinois?
I was there for like 3 years.
So you played. You were full time.
I was full time, but I was on the meat squad.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Yeah.
walk-ons you have to do, because anytime you play an opposing team, like I had to be Ohio State.
Right. Right.
Feel me?
Yeah. You're the scout.
I had to
Right,
be
right.
the fastest wide receiver that they have to look out for. Why? So Henry Jones,
Of course, yeah,
who played
yeah.
for the Bills, who got the defensive
Yep.
player of the year, he stuck. I was getting hit by
So
Henry Jones.
You were not doing well. at that point.
Here's the trick to the defense when you're doing a meat squad. It's okay to give them a look, but don't try to be a superstar.
Yeah. Don't.
Because they're going to teach you a lesson. They'll be like, hey, man, we want to work, but you got us running too much. You better chill out.
Yeah, that is,
You better listen.
There's a limit to how
There's
much
a
they
limit.
ask. You have kind of a unique perspective on this because there's all this discussion now of whether players should be paid, whether college players should be paid. And certainly on one hand, people say, okay, they get the scholarship, and that should be enough because you didn't have a scholarship. That
Not
would
at
be
all,
nice for you
not
to
at
have.
all,
On
not
the
at all.
other
I
hand,
stunk.
they do bring in a lot of money for the university.
They
probably
bring in
more than a
millions of
scholarship.
dollars.
So what do you think? What's
they
your take
should
on
be
that?
paid.
Absolutely.
I don't even know why they're even arguing.
It's
with
weird.
It. If you ever see,
I was testing. I wasn't sure.
You should see the documentary on the NCAA. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that documentary?
Well, I've seen a few.
The one where it's pretty evil.
Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're like a cartel.
I mean, they pretty much were like, we're gonna get money from you all.
Yeah,
You're gonna
right.
deal with it,
And you're gonna like it.
It is
right.
an amazing.
Even like the
documentary.
term student athlete is like a
Oh,
fake.
First
yeah,
of all,
right.
athletes should get paid. They should get a stipend, a weekly stipend. They deserve it. First of all, I remember I would have arguments with some guys on my floor, nerds that weren't really playing ball, but they'd be like, yeah, the athletes, but they'd be like this. But they would complain about the athletes, and I go, wait
I
a
didn't
minute.
do that.
I go, wait a minute. First of all, you know that brand new chemistry lab that they just built? Right. Guess who brought that in? The basketball players, the football players, all the athletes helped the money that came in here, that especially if they get on television, they got the extra money to get you your little chemistry lab, buddy. So, and to top it off, some of these athletes are smarter than you and have higher grade points.
Yeah,
we
that's
had a
another
lot of
thing.
engineers on our team. Athletes are they are the smartest human beings.
Yeah,
First of all, you got to think quickly. Now, when you get athletes that don't want to go to class and can't read, that's their fault. Yeah. That's just dumb.
Right.
That's just dumb. Right. You gotta know how to read.
Right. That seems.
I mean,
it's
what if you
fundamental,
go
I
into
hear.
a men's
I hear it's
bathroom
very
and you're sitting there waiting for a man to come out?
Right.
Learn how to read.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. And I think
that seems
coaches
dumb, yes.
coaches should be responsible for their athletes going to class. That's important. You're stupid not to. You think this is going to be forever? Do you know how many injuries? Dude, I had a lineman step on my ankle and I was out for a few weeks. He just stepped on my ankle. He didn't mean it. Just out. I was out.
250 pounds, yeah.
You can hurt yourself in the shower. I mean, this is not guaranteed. Why wouldn't you want something to back up? Every student athlete should have a backup plan because this is so. what is the lifespan in football? It's 3 to 5 years.
That's for professionals.
Maybe
that actually
and
get there.
professionals, and you may not even in college football. First of all, here's what's college football and college basketball is so different because you can literally skip college and be a professional basketball player like LeBron James.
Right.
You can literally do that. Football, though.
Oh, it's like 3 years. You can't even.
Football, you need that college experience. You cannot go to the NFL. I don't know what it is,
And it's hard
but
to
college
survive-
and NFL are just there's a gap.
And it's hard to survive that 3 years anyway
It's
because
so
there's
hard.
Yeah, so
It's so-
And so
and-
I'm curious when you talk to players now.
Yes.
Obviously, like at the time you were. I'm sure everybody. I would be surprised to me if you were not memorable to them.
I was
from that
memorable
time.
because I
Yes.
did. Let me tell you why I was memorable.
Okay.
You know how I was memorable? Well, when you're a rookie, they shave your head. Like in NFL, they make you do a talent show.
A talent
You're
show,
forced.
okay.
They come and get you. Derek Brownlow, all those guys grab me.
Shave
grab
your
me,
head?
Shave your head. They go, and when you first come on the field, they go, "What's up, man? You know you're gonna get that haircut, right?" And everyone starts going, "We cutting your hair," and they'll get
And
you.
these guys are all like 6'6", 300.
Oh, they're all gonna get
like
you.
You're not right.
They're all gonna get you.
Right,
So
right.
they shave my head. You have to succumb. I go, all right. They shave your head. Then they make you do the talent show. So I did the talent show. I imitated the coaches. Like there was Tepper, there was Lundqvist. He was a quarterback coach.
Yeah, yep.
And he would be like, yeah, remember, hey, you got to get under their nose and bubble their snot. He used to always say,
right.
you got to bubble their snot.
Yeah, bubble their snot.
Bubble their snot.
That's disturbing.
So I imitated some of the players, blah, blah, blah. And I stayed up there the longest. They were like, nah, you go back up there. Keep entertaining us. So it was
It's like at that point,
that
you're
was
like
one of
maybe,
my comedy was
So that
like,
was you had never even really occurred to you to do a lot of comedy until then.
until you get 6'7" and 6'6", big giant defensive lineman to make you do entertainment.
Yeah.
That'll make you do entertainment.
Yeah, I have to say.
And I
after
had to
that-
do entertainment with a horrible haircut.
Yeah, that's a lot scarier than stage fright.
It's
to have,
scarier,
like,
yeah.
really
All you have to do is
shit.
get a football team. If you're ever interested in stand-up comedy,
All right,
get a
yes.
bunch
Get a
of
football team.
linebackers.
I'd always heard it was just years of hecklers, but apparently. So my question is, do you have any eligibility left? Because Illinois football needs all the help it can get.
I have a bad ankle. I
That's
can't
okay,
really.
man. Have you seen the team? Just get over
My
your ankle injury.
Because
and
I
you
look
get
like I can
eligibility.
still play. I
You
can still
do.
run around.
You absolutely do look like
I can still run around.
Okay, I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
I have questions. These are-
Here we
these
go.
are- okay, so
I
these-
hope I get it right.
there's no right or wrong answers.
Okay.
Though if you are wrong, I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay, so these are frivolous questions of
Frivolous
questions of moderate importance. Okay, what is the what is the worst thing you have ever said to a heckler?
Oh, does it matter what I say?
We'll bleep you out.
Okay, I should shut the up, bitch.
I'm sorry, are you saying that to me or are you doing that? I wasn't sure.
No, I said shut the up, bitch, and I said it to a dude. Shut the up, you bitch, because he was being an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew, I feel like I should have asked this
I
question
said, how you like me
last.
put my foot and squash your put him under a fire, asshole, fucking ass, you dookie face. I'll fucking smash you with a. I didn't say that. I'm just kidding.
Please.
Not the
I
worst.
really should have asked that question
Yo, I hope a
last.
horse sleep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, I'll
Okay.
a massage parlor, son.
This was the whole set, apparently. The handle of the heckler. Yeah.
And then I hope.
Go ahead, whoa! I'm not gonna stop you now.
No, I'm good.
All right. The next question is going to seem
Yeah.
stupid.
Okay.
Okay, this is actually kind of a serious question.
Okay.
You've been doing comedy for a long time.
Yes, 20.
And it seems to me that the culture seems to have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
In the idea of
Not
what's
as funny.
offensive and what is like. Do you like this? Is all comedians have this issue, right?
The culture for me, I'm just talking. It's like for me, comedy and like hip hop have changed. A lot of this. There's a lot of these politically correct people are kind of guarding the gates now.
Right.
And so they're like, well, he's just too. I'm like, what do you mean? Funny's funny. We grew up on All in the Families and the Fred Sanfords and the Cheers and the when stuff was funny. What's wrong with that? And I'm not saying there's not room for it, but it seems like they're thumbing their nose up to people who are really funny. Like it's, oh, you talked about that. Yeah, we are your saviors in this horrible world.
The reason this exists in the first place.
The reason why, listen, the fact that Trump's in office, man, comics, we're loving it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff, he's the ultimate jackass.
Yeah.
But man, for comedy, this guy's incredible. You people are great. He's amazing. Come on, dude, they have a Trump cartoon. I'm part of it.
Oh, I know, I've seen it.
I'm doing Obama.
Yeah.
I do Obama on it. So I do one line on it. All I say is, you were funny. Not as funny as me.
Yeah.
But you were good.
Yeah, that's
my line in the first episode. So I'm doing Obama, which is great.
Yeah.
So he's actually bringing work to the arts, which is scary. I mean, Alec Baldwin has an Emmy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It's true,
SNL hadn't been funny for a minute, and Trump is making
It's not even that
entertainment.
good of an impression. Right?
But it's ridiculous because you're like, that's what makes it funny.
Okay, you have worked with Shaquille O'Neal. Have you ever actually tried a single product that Shaquille O'Neal has endorsed? I see his commercials,
Icy Hot.
and there's like an Icy Hot,
I'm gonna tell you something.
and there's that general
I'm gonna tell you
insurance
something. I've
thing.
done Gold Bond and I've done Icy Hot. No, I'm serious. I've done Icy Hot and Gold Bond.
I feel like it's.
No, I'm telling you, man. That's my boy, man. That's what I've done. Icy
Yes.
Hot. If your back hurts, you got to use Icy Hot.
You were on an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Wow, yes, I was. I wanted to be
another
on there with Ice-T because he's the worst actor.
It's fun though, man. He's
Been on there 300 years, and I like him because he has no expression. Yo, we gonna go find the case. You're like, what?
And he does.
He's like, yo, I'm sad
very
that girl
consistent.
got killed.
He's very consistent.
I'm like, are you sad?
He does seem sad.
He's like, yo, you under arrest. I hope you like it in jail. You're like, wow. And he's the same guy. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's the same one.
Merry
Same one.
Christmas, got you a present. You're like, wow. It's amazing. You know that?
Have you ever had pink eye at the
Whoa,
Olympics
what?
like Bob Costas? Remember when Bob Costas had the Olympics? This is a little thing we do on every episode. Just a little have a love. It's weird. He was on television
him
for
and
like
Forrest
a
Whitaker
week,
should be in a movie.
like a week. I was on television. We all in HD.
He has the Forrest Whitaker eye.
Just kind of feels like something we all remember.
You know,
happened.
Forrest Whitaker has the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love Forrest Whitaker's
He's
eye.
great, yeah.
His eye can act better than my whole body.
You would never punk out by like the You Can Hear Me Now guy and go do ads for Sprite, would you? You would never do that.
Depending on the contract, they
You
probably
might.
paid him some money. I'd be like, hell yeah, I do Sprite. Look how happy I look.
I'm starting to feel like you're.
But I'm not with 7-Up anymore.
I know, but
And Sprite was
I
a-
believed you. I'm just saying, every time I see that You Can Hear Me Now guy, I'm just like, you traitor. I don't care about Verizon. Who
But
cares?
Verizon got
it just
rid of
feels
him.
like you're.
But that was a pretty cool one. He goes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, well, yes.
I'm like, no, because it's
sassy.
Sprint and it still sucks.
What?
I never can hear you, stupid.
Okay, one more question I have for you before we do what we do. We do a game day.
Okay.
This has been driving me crazy.
Okay.
This has rattled my world,
Uh-huh.
and I want to talk to someone from comedy about it.
Okay.
Do you really think that Richard Pryor had sex with Marlon Brando?
Yes.
You really think it happened?
Because Marlon Brando had sex with James Baldwin, and he was a bisexual. I have a book called Marlon Brando Unzipped. Are Marlons from Illinois?
Yeah, yes.
But
I believe Marlon Brando.
And Richard was like, come
I'm
on,
not
man,
sure I believe-
shit,
yeah.
goddamn.
I'm
And
not.
Marlon's
the
like,
I believe,
hey, I'm gonna
yeah.
give you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Bend over.
It's just
right. I don't know.
just
But
cocaine,
yeah,
cocaine,
I
guess.
believe it because back then these guys they were out there. Everybody was out there. Marlon Brando was very handsome when he was young.
Oh, of course. yeah.
And a lot of these people did stuff back then, but Marlon Brando was such a
Just,
different.
it's hard to wrap
But
my mind
I
around.
know it looks weird, but he had sex with James Baldwin. You know
Yeah,
who James
yeah.
Baldwin is?
Of course.
He had sex with James Baldwin. James Baldwin was a gay black man in the 50s.
Again,
And
Marlon Brando is not the one that surprises me about this. Richard Pryor is the one.
But Richard had sex with a man before Marlon Brando. He says it in his act.
That's right.
He says it in his act, yeah.
Just Brando and Pryor. It's just amazing.
Why is Brando behind him, though?
I have no
And he looks
idea. I'm sure
surprised.
that's just an accident.
Richard's like, what was that?
Just
Oh,
I'll talk to
shit,
the graphics
goddamn.
department and find out what happened. Okay, the last
Doesn't
game.
it look like he's hitting it from the back? Sorry.
Oh, now you're just pointing at my name. So yes, it does look like.
What's
Okay,
up?
so
did I answer these right?
You did. You got
in
every single
trouble?
one of them correctly.
Okay.
Okay, so the last thing we do is just a game. You ever play Outbursts when you were a kid? The game where it's like Family Feud played really fast.
Oh, all
You get, like,
our
the
games
category.
were outbursts because I would
Yeah.
smash the table.
Yeah,
and go,
you
I
were
hate
furious.
this.
Well, I don't want to.
Punk-ass
I'm
game.
not a heckler. I'm not a
Okay, go ahead.
heckler.
You son of a-
So this game is actually called, because we can't use Outbursts because it's not our game, is how fast can you say things on this show with Will that we're on right now? You have 30 seconds on the clock. The famous Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, one of the famous prize that they give out.
They always do it at the
They always do it in
center, the
Washington,
Kennedy
D.C., yes,
Center.
exactly.
They do it at the Kennedy Center.
So there have been 20 people who have won that award in the last 20 years. You have 30 seconds on the clock. Name as many as you can.
Oh my goodness.
30 seconds on the clock. Go.
Oh, Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
LL Cool J.
No.
No, Whoopi Goldberg. Joan Rivers.
No.
Johnny Carson. No.
Johnny Carson, no.
No. Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy. Steve Martin.
Yes.
John Candy. No.
No.
Richard Pryor. No.
Richard Pryor,
Dick
yes.
Gregory.
Dick Gregory, no.
No, Dick Gregory, no. Let's see. Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, no.
No.
Probably
Oh,
coming.
man. Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yes.
Yes. They probably took it away from him. Let's see.
Time.
Okay.
You got 5. You have Richard Pryor, Whoopi Goldberg, Steve Martin, Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy. I won't list all of them.
That's not bad.
But David Letterman, Bill Murray, Jay Leno, Carol
Okay.
Burnett, Ellen DeGeneres, Tina
Cool, I was
Fey,
in the right.
Will
I was
Ferrell,
in
yeah.
the right
Yeah, the classic names.
realm, right.
Of comedy.
I got it. I got 5 of them.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, well, sir, so your show is the Power Hour. On
Is that
Sirius.
over?
That's it. Was that it?
That was the game show?
Thank you very much, an honor.
Thank you,
for
Will.
coming
This is
on.
awesome.
Thank you very much. Of course, everyone go listen to the Power Hour. On
Channel
XM Radio.
126.
Channel 126.
What about follow me on Instagram?
Follow me on Instagram. Please tell me.
Comedian Godfrey, follow me on Instagram. You have to bring up Instagram. That's like
That's
the new
thing.
television.
That's true. Follow him on Instagram, the new television. I'm Will Leitch. Thank you for your for
Look at
coming
that
on.
cup. Look at that
Got the
cup.
unicorn. We're having a good time. This is the Will Leitch Show. We'll be back next week with another show, and I'll get heckled again. Bye.
I want a cup.